We need to talk about something. This entire makeover journey, I have been working with bad lighting. Ever since I moved out of this bedroom and we demolished literally every single part of this room, I took down the few good ceiling lights that we had. And since then, we did an accent wall, we re-drywalled the whole place, I tiled the floor, we got carpet, I did an accent ceiling, and this whole time, I've been working with these. These plug-in shop lights, although they did a good job lighting the space, they are not pleasant to look at in the slightest. So please, can we start today's makeover by just bringing back my ceiling lights? Welcome back to the series where I challenge myself to use thrifted materials and a love of all things retro to DIY our family home, from this farmhouse to that 70s house. Okay, I know this thing looks wild, but I just feel like this lampshade is way too big to have one single light bulb in it, which is how it's made. So this is a splitter that you can put 4 light bulbs in, and it does 4 times as much brightening of the room, which we love. You think I would have it together by now, wouldn't you? There we go. I have had this light for so long, like at least 5 years maybe. It's originally a West Elm piece, but I did get it secondhand, like even back then. And I love that it's been able to grow with me. Like any room I've put it in, it looks great. Love a drum pendant. Will stand by a drum pendant for the rest of my life, probably. Yay! Oh my God, the glow of warm yellow light. You just can't beat it. Okay, I know that the PH5 was such the iconic thrift find and it looked great in this space, but I do feel like ever since redoing this shelf and making this wall more of a moment, this is just making it feel really busy and kind of distracting, and I really want this to be a moment on her own somewhere, so we're gonna find a new spot for that. And in its place, I'm just going simple. I used this light when I did the laundry room makeover, and the simplicity of it is really nice. I have a tendency to want to over-design every corner of every space, and sometimes less is more. Have you ever seen something more easy to install? Yay!
Hooray!
It is a hooray. It looks great. Now we're sure this thing is gonna clear the fan blades from these beams?
Well, eventually it'll stop hitting them when it just cuts them away.
Just wear down a ring in the beams.
There.
I feel like if I'm standing here ready, it makes you work faster. It's good motivation. Are we gonna put these on and it's gonna be like that video of the fan with the light spinning?
The light spins? It's funny. So it'll clear the...
I was only mildly nervous about that. What's in that light? Is that a bug?
I think it's just a reflection.
Yeah, okay.
Because you're the bug.
What was that?
That sounded like a short. Just popped the breaker.
Well, that's not good. Well, 2 out of 3 ain't bad, right? I actually don't know what to say other than I think maybe we had a buildup of dust in the switch box, which is understandable because of all the work we've done, and I think that maybe caused some not so fun stuff to happen when we hit the switch. So, lessons have been learned, and I am gonna go see if I can buy a replacement part for this fan because it's a very nice fan. Are we off to a good start? Okay, new part is on order, thank goodness, but let's move on because honestly, we have a ton of work to do. And I say we start with probably the most exciting thing, bringing the bed back in. Okay. Here I got my side. Got it. Woo! Yay!
Wasn't so bad.
That wasn't bad at all. Oh yeah, this is nice. So if you'll remember, Lisa sent me this mattress so I could get a great sleep when I had to move out of this room into the guest room while the makeover was taking place. Which, by the way, thank you again to Lisa for sponsoring today's video. But I have genuinely loved sleeping on this so much that I had to bring it back with me into this bedroom. Apologies to my guests, this mattress is my favorite and I'm keeping it. If you aren't familiar with the brand, Lisa makes mattresses that offer unparalleled comfort through a combination of timeless luxury and state-of-the-art design. Their mattresses are made with environmentally conscious materials such as recycled upcycled steel, low-emission latex, and Certi Pure US certified foams. This mattress in particular is the Legend Chill Hybrid mattress, and it's called that because it literally has a cooling touch. And let me tell you, it has been a hot summer so far, and this mattress is changing the game for a cool sleep at night. The Legend Chill Hybrid mattress has a 6-layer construction consisting of a mixture of gel-infused foam and a unique dual coil system of over 3,700 springs that contour to your body to help relieve pressure and isolate motion. I have chronic shoulder pain, and I sometimes feel that mattresses in my past have even made this worse, but I can truly say I feel that pressure relief that the coils in this mattress provide. It's actually one of the reasons that I was so excited to learn about Leesa, because I didn't know that you could get coil mattresses delivered to you in a box. I thought that all the box mattresses were just 100% foam, and that if you wanted anything with a supportive coil in it, you had to get like a huge open mattress delivered to your house, which can kind of feel a little intimidating. So to then learn that I could actually get my preferred mattress type in an easy to move, easy to open box delivered right to my front door, that was pretty amazing. I also personally love when I get the opportunity to work with brands that are committed to making positive impacts on the community. Leesa's plastics collection partner Clean Hub works with Greenworms, who runs door-to-door collection services to intercept plastic before it can enter the environment. And 90% of their workers are women who are now on payroll for the first time, which allows them to lead more independent lives. Leesa offers free delivery within the US. Oh, and you also get a 100-night sleep trial and a limited lifetime warranty. So visit leesa.com and make sure to use code SORRYGIRLS, because that will get you an additional $100 off your mattress purchase.
Now, let's get back to pulling this room together.
Okay, so we just got the TV back on the wall, and before I had it styled with that stone fireplace that I DIY'd underneath, but now we have the other fireplace, so I'm left with this weird empty space below the TV. One of my biggest peeves in room design is floating TVs with nothing underneath them. I don't know, I just feel like they need some sort of grounding element. Even if it's in a tight space and you don't have a lot of room, like a very skinny console table or like the smallest little floating shelf is enough for me. It just needs something. And compounded on top of that, I've put the TV in a corner since it's where it makes the most sense, but I'm now dealing with a corner. So what does one do with a wall-mounted TV in a corner with awkward space underneath? We're gonna brainstorm that together today. I can't stop myself from going on Marketplace like pretty much daily and saving stuff. But what I have stopped myself from doing is purchasing anything for the last little bit, because this house is in utter chaos right now. Everything's not where it should be since we moved out of the bedroom. I didn't want to bring another thing into this space until we are now at the time where I can start decorating again. So all that to say, let's browse my saves together and see what we can do. I do love these slatted style benches. They're super mid-century. The only thing is I'm kind of thinking, oh, can I alter it and make it fit into a corner? Like, can I cut it to be sort of a triangle shape? But it's metal. Now this is too big, but this could fit in my corner nicely. $100 though. Okay, yes, I remember seeing this one, and this was a big question mark. $50, and I think it looks like the top and the bottom are probably separatable. Strong potential, going to message them. You travel far one time for a Marketplace pickup, and Marketplace just thinks you're willing to do it again, because this looks absolutely perfect. But it's in Ottawa, which for those not familiar is quite far. Not worth it. It's fine. Just pretend that I didn't see that one. Okay, I was kind of toying with the idea of putting a chair somewhere in this room, because I just feel like it's the kind of room that wants a seating chair. The color of this one is fantastic for this carpet. I do think, however, it's gonna be way too big. It could do something, and the color is fun, but is it a bit too 80s, 90s? Oh, hold on. I'm messaging this person freaking immediately. I will need to source a match, but that can be done, I'm sure. I don't care. For $20, I'm picking this up like today. What do we feel about things above beds? I don't mind it. I think it's nice, but I know some people have this fear about things falling on them while they sleep, but I can be into this. We might need something. Let us pray that I receive swift responses overnight, because I just found some exciting stuff. Ah! So I was unsure what the quality of this cabinet would be when I went to get it because the pictures were not great. It was a bit of a gamble, but for 50 bucks, I thought it was worth it. But I just took it out of my car and check what I discovered. Look at this, a little made in Denmark sticker. So those are good signs for all things mid-century, all things teak. Am I starting to feel bad about taking this apart? No, because I'm gonna make it something amazing that I'm gonna love. Okay, one thing I need to mention though is that when I picked it up, the seller mentioned to me that there is spots for like a little key to lock the doors. They didn't have the key, but now that I'm looking at it, this is giving me a thought because I have a mid-century desk upstairs that takes a very similar key to lock one of the drawers. Do we think this is gonna work? Oh my God. Shut up.
I didn't say anything.
Can I unlock it now? I mean, I guess these things are fairly universal. There's no like special key cutting on this. Fantastic news. We are off to a wonderful start. So this is clearly a pretty tall unit and I've already put the TV up and the TV would be here. This is in the way. So my plan from the beginning was to just use the bottom part of this cabinet, which means I'll need to figure out a way to remove this top, which I don't know. We'll see how that goes. Oh, it smells like old furniture, which I mean that in a good, in a good way. Oh, okay, so you want to cooperate. But what about you? Woo! She's free! A little patching can be done. A little wood fill, a little restain, a little something something, and it's not too bad. This did come apart fairly nicely. There's one more element that I think we can lose, and that is the bottom skirting here. Bye. Okay. Okay. Okay, sorry. Disassociation moment there. Okay. We are gonna raise this thing 7 inches off the ground. I'm using some 2x2 pieces of wood which I'll screw into the wall to create a rail for the cabinet to sit on. I'm then just adding a screw through the side near the top to make sure this piece doesn't get shifted or bumped off the supporting rails below. Then I just filled the dowel holes with some wood filler and painted them a matching color. I say this thrift flip was very successful, and I'll see you tomorrow for another one. Something I also picked up the other day was this incredible teak credenza for only $200. Can we believe it? This price is probably because it wasn't in perfect condition, but that is nothing that a little sandpaper and wood filler can't fix. I originally had a set of long IKEA cupboards just sitting on the floor in my bedroom, which I thought about upcycling, but honestly, this piece is the perfect replacement in size and is way cooler. With some fresh teak oil, she is coming back to life. And for those wood-filled spots, I did my best to blend them in with some matching brown paint. It is looking amazing. I might want to do one more coat of oil. I don't know, we'll see how it fully dries. But we need to address that broken handle. So I picked up this one that is not quite it. It does have that notch out in the middle, which we need. It just goes a little bit wider and the edges are a bit pointier, but it's wood. I have sandpaper. I think what I do is I start by getting the depth right, and then we trace this rounded edge and sand away the extra. By the way, these extension cords with the outlet cover are the best thing for plugs, like in this situation where you don't want to see anything plugged in. I'll link them below. Kind of game changer, not gonna lie. This day just keeps getting hotter and hotter. Please disregard my shine.
Cabinet is in place and it looks fantastic. I think it fits the width of the wall perfectly. And other than the handle being a little bit darker in shade, I don't think it really stands out as looking like it doesn't match the rest. Now, we can bring back in my massive mirror, but we do need to talk about function a little bit because we need to figure out some things. So as you can see, I put back up the bathroom door, which works on a track sliding system, but it needs to slide over onto the wall and it's going to take up some space that the mirror also needs to take up. So we have to do a little bit of a layering moment to make space for everything. And I think how I figured out I'm going to do this, because in my head this is quite clever, is I'm going to mount a 2x4 to the wall so that the mirror can rest against that. The 2x4 won't go all the way across, we'll leave a little bit of a gap on the one side, so that leaves an empty pocket for the door to tuck nicely behind the mirror. That is so satisfying. Oh, I love it when a plan works. I love it. And is this layered moment not just like so nice to look at? The door, the mirror, the cabinet, all working together in a symbiotic relationship. So we just used some metal braces to attach the mirror to the 2x4 so there's no way it's gonna fall over at all. I'm calling it right now. I think the casual lean is out. Now that I'm seeing this mirror perfectly upright, which it's always been casually leaned against a wall, I think I like it even better. I don't know. Something's changing within me. I love it. Good morning. Okay, I'm starting today by bringing some stuff back into the room, starting with my teak cabinet that I sourced during my closet makeover. This holds all my sweaters, but its biggest function is that it serves as a room divider, which is just a nice separation of the closet area from the entry of this room. And yesterday I was able to grab that $20 side table. I did. Good news, bad news. I was able to find a fairly good match online. That one, however, was not $20. When we even out the difference, it's a pretty good deal overall. So moving right along, I have lighting that I want to install. These are my gorgeous, gorgeous Nelson wall pendants, and I got these when I did the makeover upstairs. And in hindsight, I'm sorry, these are just way too beautiful to be there and not here. They're just so stunning. They were a deal of the century and they are just gonna act as the perfect sconces on either side of this bed. Also, side note, sorry but not sorry that everything I talk about is a marketplace or a secondhand find. That's just how I like to shop when I can, but I realize that that's a bit frustrating if you are watching this content because you want to replicate the style. So where I can, when I can, is try and link the products that you can still shop new in the description below if you'd like to learn more about them. Hopefully that helps. But also just take those keywords and shop your own secondhand marketplaces in your area because you never know what you find. The benefit of having a wooden accent wall is you don't really have to worry about finding a stud. Are we ready to be stunned? I mean, just look at her. Just look at her. So I've always just kind of gone with my gut on what feels right when hanging a wall sconce beside a bed, but I looked it up today because I wanted to know if there's an actual right answer, and it turns out there is, and this makes a lot of sense. I feel like I always knew this deep down, but wherever your eye line is, that's where the light bulb in whatever light you're hanging should be. That's the answer. Now we all know. So this is the wallpaper sconce that I made from scratch, and I'm sure by now most of you caught the update on what's going on with me and the company and all that, and that will explain why some of the things that you've seen at the office previously now are here living with me. If you don't know what I'm talking about and you somehow missed it, I will link that video for you below. As we are starting to wrap up the last of the big tasks for this room, let's go back to this fireplace because we have to talk about it. So as you can see, the current configuration does not have the pipe going all the way to the ceiling, and although this fireplace is electrical and the pipe doesn't do anything function-wise, I think it looks a little odd that it doesn't give the illusion that it goes out to the roof. So we gotta fix that. The quickest, easiest answer would be, oh, just get more pipe and extend it upwards, which it could do. I'm worried about getting this color match correct. And what I also like is to have the actual fire area be a little higher up so you can kind of see it more when you're lying in the bed. Right now it's quite low to the ground. So I think what I'd like to do is find a way to build a better base for this and make it a few inches taller. So I think let's head to the hardware store and just start brainstorming. Now, my first thought was to build a base from some sort of bendable material. I thought that would bend better.
And there's only 2 sheets in here.
That's fun. But then we passed these buckets and I got a better idea, which then took us to the garden center.
Do you have the receipt for that?
I'm just borrowing it. It's kind of fun.
Just like that gum.
What gum?
Are you gonna put the fireplace on top of the turtle?
I was thinking about it. Do you like that?
So cute.
Just a fireplace on the turtle. So, I have returned with a massive planter pot, which I don't know why using a planter pot didn't occur to me earlier. This seems just like the simplest, easiest solution here. And luckily, I was able to find one that is big. I'm hoping it's big enough that the base of this fireplace can sit in this. Because I kind of just eyeballed the diameter that I needed this to be. Okay, this thing is also extremely heavy, so lift with your knees, lift with your knees. Oh my God, okay. Is it working? Okay. I mean, it's too tall, but I knew that, and I think I can trim it. But the way that this just sits in here so perfectly, drawing a straight line on a rounded object is a little tricky. I laid down some tape in the approximate location so my pencil would have something to show up on, and then I'm just moving the tape measure around the planter and making marks every 1/4 inch or so. Then I can use my circle saw to carefully make tiny plunge cuts all the way around until it separates. In case it's not clear, this pot is some type of plastic and not ceramic. Do not cut ceramic pots this way, please. This topper is a piece that I made years ago from some scrap cardboard painted in a matte black, and I think it looks pretty convincing. Again, this is not a real fireplace. There are no flames being produced, so we are safe.
So this feels pretty surreal to say, but I think today is my last day working on this room. Now, in true TheSorryGirls style, we would get to the final touches, which is the beautiful styling of all the decorative elements. However, I've been fairly real with you in what the makeover process actually looks like, and my actual final touches list is a little less glamorous today. I've been racking up a list of small, minor things I need to fix and finish in order to truly pull this space together. So let's get started with some of those tasks. First thing on the list is paint. I know we have painted already, but in the makeover process, some scuffs and stains have happened, so we have a little bit of patching work to do. I have handles that I need to install on both the bifold closet doors, and I have a handle for the sliding bathroom door. There's a gap that I left between the tile and the drywall that I do need to caulk. There is still a little bit of trim around the closet that I have not stained yet, so I do need to do that.
So I had cut this piece of wood and stained it to match with the intention of just nailing it over top of the bottom here to hide the weird space. But then I thought, this is prime storage down here. So what I've done instead was put some magnets on the back of this piece and put the other half of the magnet on the legs of the dresser. And now, check this out. We have a fully removable door that leads to secret hidden compartment storage that only me and the rest of the internet know about. Please don't come to my house. Because you know where all the secrets are hidden now.
And we do need to fix the broken ceiling fan. Fingers crossed that works. Yay! Let's install this.
Step 1.
Step 1, open the box. Make sure the on-off switch on the face of the transmitter is set to off. Restore power to the fan. Slide the on-off switch to on, and then press the learn button. Oh my God! Yes! Okay. And then finally, put those final styling touches on this whole space. Okay guys, let's take it back to how this room looked when we started this whole process. It was pretty gray, dated, and some areas were not in the greatest condition. But now, after months of hard work, check out my finished mid-century modern inspired bedroom. This time she's dated in all the right ways. The color combo of the teal and the wood is just bringing me so much joy, and the real magic is made in all of the thrifted and vintage treasures I've collected for this space. As always, I can't wait to hear what you think in the comments below, and I cannot wait to bring you along for the next project. I'll see you then. Bye!